we actually gotta wait.
Right.
You know, it'll be here. Hey, it'll be here before you know it. That's why the scripture say the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night.
That's right, brother.
Even with this COVID-19 thing, brothers didn't think it was going to explode like this.
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere, all of a sudden, hey, there was not necessarily martial law, but there was curfews. There was people couldn't really be out like that. Otherwise, you could be something being stopped, being questioned. This thing escalated real quick within a matter of months, man. That shows you how quick the Heavenly Father can turn things up. Which is why we have to keep our ear to the ground and continue to pay attention. That day of the Lord it's coming, man. Though it tarry, wait for it. It will surely come. It shall not tarry. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's right, bro.
Was that on just came quick?
That was the point.
Okay. Let's go back to Revelation 19.
Revelation 19 and 13. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood.
Right. Same thing as Isaiah 63. Okay. Judging the wicked. That's why Luke 19:27 says, those that have to be not ran over them, bring them hither before me in slavery. You know? Off with their heads, man. That's what the Lord is about, man. Justice. You know, they try to say, most again, God is all love. Hey, no, he's complete balance, man. You know? There's a time for everything.
You got all these emotions. The Lord only got one.
Right. Yeah, right.
Everyone can have all these different emotions, like what to say, but the Lord can only have that. But what we made in His image, you know?
Where's that at in Luke where it says, bring hither and slay them before me? 27, okay, con. I just might as well bring that out real quick. This is Luke chapter 19, verse 27. It says, but those mine enemies.
Those mine enemies. The Lord has enemies on the planet Earth, man. Okay? How in the hell is He come to save the whole world, but He has enemies?
Come on, bro.
That doesn't make sense.
Everybody has an enemy.
Come on, man.
Yeah. It says, oh, so like the wind blew my page. Luke 19 and 27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them.
Not that I should reign over them. Go ahead.
And that's Esau, bro. That's why he's going, and I got the precept still in 2nd Ezra 18. I'm 13. But, bro, the ones he's going to fight against are those that don't want him to rule. That's why they're going to fight, man. That's why there's going to be a war in heaven. Because those are the enemies that doesn't wish to be ruled over by him.
Right.
Okay? So,
right. And that's going to be tough with 2/3 about people.
That's right, bro.
You know? Because they're rebellious as all hell.
Mm-hmm.
And what the scripture say, rebellion is at the sin of witchcraft. And what do you do with a witch?
Burn that bitch.
You shall not suffer a witch to live. You burn that bitch. You know, and that's what's going to happen to 2/3 of our people, because they are a bunch of witches.
Burn the witch.
Yeah.
We're watching a lot of ancient shows, man. Burn the witch. It says, bring hither. I'm going to just read that again.
God.
But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
Slay them before them. Bring them, put them on their knees and put them to death.
Put them to death. Execution style.
Execution style, man. That's what's going to happen. That's what the Lord is about. That's the type of smoke that the Lord, the Savior of Israel is bringing.
That's right!
Okay? Death and judgment to the wicked, man. To the rebellious, man. You know, and salvation to His faithful men, His elect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what the day of the Lord is, man. And this is that judging the rest of the nations.
Right, bro.
That was okay. Let's get that 2nd Ezra 13 real quick.
Okay.
Go back to that.
I got it. I turned this here at 24 after that. I got it. It's all good.
Since we're kind of on the point of the chariots come back on Lord's steamboat, let's go get that real quick. We'll go back to Revelation 19.
This is 2nd Ezra. Chapter. Okay. I mean, shit.
Yeah, the whole chapter is really cool. The whole beginning of the chapter.
Yeah, I got to start at the top because it goes to the chariot. This is 2nd Ezra 13 and 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and it moved all the waves thereof. And it's, man, for those of you all that see chariots often, there's times, bro, when it's a very mysterious wind that comes, and when you look, you start seeing chariots flying, man. I know I've had personal experiences like that, and another brother who I've spoken to, he said he had felt a very strange wind first, and he looked up, and he had a feeling something was happening, and there were chariots that was dancing and moving around in the skies. You know, there's, two witnesses.
Hey, that's the spirit. You know, out of two or three witnesses shall things be established. Man. So that's true. You know, not every brother has blessed to see that, but certain brothers see chariots more than others, and certain other brothers get other gifts. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. The thousands of heaven, bruh.
Thousands of heaven, man. That's going back to what? Psalm
Bro.
68, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
That's right. And it also says in Deuteronomy 32 that he is a fiery, that lo, there shall become a fiery law with 10,000s of his saints. It's a lot, bro. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. It's his face. You know, boy, bro, I'm sorry, bro. Psalms 8th chapter goes into how when the Lord is going to come back, it talks about how he's going to have heaps of coals and lay those upon the wicked. And when you go into actually that word, heaps of coals in that verse, it says a flat metal disc, man. His chariots, bro. And then it goes into saying that his countenance will shine upon the elect. And that's his face. You know, it's a lot of these precepts popping in mind reading this, you know. But it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heavens to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Right, that's the other nations, man. They're going to be geared up to fight, man. Read that one more time.
Come. After this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number.
A multitude of men. Ronald Reagan said that, we say, if not a force came out from pretty much from outer space, we would now all band together and fight. He said that, put it out there, because they knew the chariots are. They don't spend billions of dollars to watch the skies for nothing, man, just to be stargazing. They know what's going on out there, man. You know, like that video, there's a video of the chariot that showed, I believe, the size of the earth, or bigger than the earth. And that's to cut the feed, man. They know what's going on out there, man. You know, but they're going to be band together to fight against the Lord, man, trying to subdue him. You know? Go ahead.
Con, to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Right, let's talk about Yahweh shot. Go ahead.
But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it.
Right, that mountain is what his chariot, man, that fellowship, man. It's like a great mountain. Go ahead.
But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
Right, so he couldn't see it, man. You know, he couldn't see the end of it, like that camera angle. And keep referencing Independence Day, like that camera angle when they was in New York City and they looked up. That's all they saw. You couldn't see the sky on the outside. Man. So that chariot was bigger than Mount Everest, man. That chariot was huge, man.
Right there where it says the sea, that's talking about the Shemayim. That's talking about the heavens.
That's right.
That's right. Beautiful point, bro.
For you simpletons.
Well, I mean, you know, not even necessarily for the simpletons.
Well, for the ones that also don't know.
Yeah, you got Jake that just might not know.
Right.
Verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, they was gathered together to subdue him, were so afraid.
They were afraid, man. So when they see that, man, they were scared as hell. There's suspicion, man. Go ahead.
And yet durst fright.
And yet they fought. Why? Because the Heavenly Father put the Spirit in the fight. According to prophecy, there's going to be a war in heaven, man. You read about that in Revelation 12 chapter. Okay, that's the war in heaven.
This is the war in heaven. That's right.
That's the war in heaven that it's talking about, man. They're gonna be shaking in their combat boots, but the Most High is gonna put the Spirit in the fight, man. Because according to prophecy, he gave it to vision his men that they were gonna be taken down, so they have to fight. You know?
And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But I only saw that he sent out his mouth as it had been a blast of fire.
Blast of fire. He's going to completely hold this place, man. Okay, laser beams and spiritual power, man. He's going to completely destroy this place.
That's that air, that's that art, that's that bow. And out of his tongue, and out of his lips a flaming breath. And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
Sparks and tempests, man. Complete destruction, man. From those chariots is going to happen, man. Go ahead.
And they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest. And fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight. And burned them.
Fell with violence upon the multitude that was prepared to fight. Okay? That's also in Revelation, the 18th chapter. You read at the end of the chapter. It said he took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea. It said, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be taken down.
That's right!
Okay, that's what's going to happen. With violence, the Lord, it's going to be a violent conquering, man. It ain't just going to be no regular conqueror. It's going to be diplomatic. He's going to beat him in debate. No, man, he's going to violently conquer this place and take the nations down, man. Go ahead.
And burn them up, everyone.
Burn them up, everyone, man. Burn them to a crisp, man. complete devastation, annihilation, man.
So that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke.
Ooh, nothing was perceived, only dust and the smell of smoke, man. It's like that movie War Worlds, man, when that chariot was turning people to powder and dust. That's what's gonna happen, man. Dust and smoke, chiefly here in America, man, but also in various other places as well across the planet Earth. Okay? But chiefly in America, it's not gonna be dust and smoke. It's gonna be a smoldering land, man. That's a memorial. Go ahead.
When I saw this, I was afraid.
When he saw this, Ezra was afraid, man. Okay? And the prophets often got sick and afraid seeing those visions, man, because they were put right there in the midst of them. They probably smelled the charred flesh, probably felt the heat a little bit, you know? That's a scary ass sight. Everything probably moving at fast pace. Shit going up over here, people dying over here, people being decapitated, dudes being burned alive, running around. And you a prophet right in the midst of that, just like in the movie The Knowing. When that young boy had that vision of that land being burned and those animals running.
Woo! He used to be as a chase row. Them deers was running.
They're running and on fire, man.
They got that from the scriptures, man.
Yeah, that's right. But he was in the midst of that. And he was scared shitless, excuse my language, man. That's how the prophets were. They were right there in the midst of it. You know, seeing those things. Feeling it, smelling it, you know?
Hey, the scriptures in Psalms goes into the voice of the Lord. There's a whole chapter that's dedicated to the voice of the Lord. And when you read that in Psalms about the voice of the Lord, it goes into the terror and dread that comes with the voice of the Lord.
Right.
We just read in Wisdom of Sodom, the 13th chapter, the fire that came out of his mouth, where it said he ain't lift up his hand nor weapon of war, but all this comes from his mouth. And all this is due to the commandment that he's going to bring. He's going to utter commandment of utter destruction that's going to come, and it's going to follow suit after he opens up his mouth.
That's right.
You know, just like what a king does when he leads a siege. You got the king that sits upon the horse, and he's the first one that and everybody follows afterward with the smoke, man.
That's right.
That's what's gonna happen.
Right.
My bad, I'm hyped, man.
No, you good? No, that's beautiful. That's your house shot's gonna lead that charge, man.
He's gonna lead it.
That's why I said I alone, because he's gonna get first dibs at it, man. And then his men are gonna follow suit. Let's get that Daniel. This one, get Daniel 7. That was 6.
Yeah.
We can end off on Daniel 7.
Okay.
That word saying, shall take the kingdom. Pull up that word, take.
Conquer, baby. Hey, man, man, we finna win, y'all. Brothers, we finna win, man.
That's right.
Wickedness can only go for so long. Hey, the scriptures say pride hath budded, man. What happens after a flower buds? It goes to its decomposition stage, man. It's done after that. You know, it's budded for a period of time, but then the leaves wither and they fall off, man. And that's what's getting ready to happen to our enemies. Starting with Esau, the so-called white man.
That's right.
Daniel 7 and 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Right, so the saints of the Most High is going to take the kingdom, man. And we're going to possess it forever and ever, man. Why? Because we're going to be joint heirs. Like I said, Yahushua is going to get first crack at the wicked in judgment, but then he's going to endow his men with what? Spiritual power and glorify them to partake in that judgment as well, man. And we're going to take the kingdom, okay? And I'm going to get that word take. In Hebrew, it's kabal. It means to receive. Okay, take, receive, corresponds to H6901 to acquire, receive, take. We're going to receive the kingdom, man. So it's not even then. It's not going to be of our own will. The Heavenly Father is going to give the kingdom over to the rightful owners, man. His people, who He has set up from the beginning. Okay, He's going to give us the power to take this kingdom back, man. That's a part of that glorification and that blessing, man, and that reward. Spiritual power and dominance, man. The ability to put our hands on our enemies, man. You know, He's gonna recompense them that trouble us, man. And how is He gonna do that? Through Yahushua and His men. That's pretty much the point on that. Do you have anything else in the precepts or anything? Okay, well, with that, and Lord wants to edify for Akion. We want to say give our praise and honor and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakudash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders of great millstone. We welcome the Spirit. Peace and blessings to the hope for elect. Shalom.
Shalom.